front will be the Montana Raceway Park sponsor, number 12 of Giles Thornton from Kalispell, Montana. The number 7 car on the inside of row number 3, Hill 711, J-Sun Enterprises Incorporated. That's Rachel Brown. And Rachel's outside, set to be the Jetstream Construction Auto Direct Mail 01 of Nicholas Thigpen. So that's how they line up here for heat race number 2. Now, whenever we get to the feature event, the Young Guns and Bandoleros will all be running together. Or I just said Young Guns and Bandoleros. I meant Young Guns and Bandits. We'll all be running together, so we'll have them all together in the same feature event. So that should be exciting because a number of these drivers have not raced against each other before, even though all of them from here in town.
We'll make it a little bit add a little excitement. Let me try that again too. The Bandolero feature is, of course, all of the drivers that have run together on a normal basis are used to competing with the other drivers. They know what to expect, what not to expect, and when you start putting a bunch of cars out on the racetrack that have never raced with each other, well, it's going to be a little bit different. And look at this, the pace car gets down out of the way, and that is going to be the 120 ride of Christian Glass out front. So Christian Glass will stay out there. The yellow flag is going to come out. So unfortunately, it was a jump of the start. We're going to have to slow the cars back down, get them lined back up, and, well, try that start one more time.
Right now, Chris Trickle thinks he's laying one on the entire field. We'll get him reeled back in. Chris Trickle, I'll tell you, you talk about a debut. His debut was racing in a race in front of the Craftsman Truck Series people. 60,000 people in attendance. His first Bandolero race was out there on that track, on the little track on the infield of the Super Speedway in front of the Craftsman Truck audience, and what a debut. What a place to debut.
That it was a little bit different racing over there on the short track of the front stretch. Well, because on that one, the banking is actually on what would be the front stretch, while the rest of the track fairly flat. You and I actually went out before the race, walked around that little oval, and realized that the transition there is something that's actually, it's a big challenge to deal with. It's quite a bump as you make your way off the front stretch down to the rest of the track, and these drivers were able to handle it pretty well.
I would call the transition brutal.
Brutal's a good word.
Brutal. I'd have wrecked my bicycle coming down off that thing.
That was quite a cliff between the two. It was.
Alrighty, lights are off. Looks like they're stacked, racked, and packed. Haley Logger bumping a little bit at the back of Chris Trickle, saying, all right, let's do it again. As they come around, we're going to cut them loose. Briggs and Stratton powered Bandoleros coming out turn number 4. The green flag set to wave, and we are off and racing. Christian Glass not quite as good a start that time. Giles Thornton wasted no time putting himself up front in the number 12 car. Chris Cherry, the number 7 car, leads them around there. 1 and 2.
Getting together just before turn number 2. It's Rachel Brown and Christian Glass. They end up having to go the wrong direction, at least Christian Glass does, but he's trying to climb back up onto the racetrack. Is he going to get it to happen? No, he will not. The yellow flag will come out as the number 12 of Giles Thornton got off to a good start, was able to get around Chris Trickle, and he currently sits in the number 1 spot. So out on the racetrack, Christian Glass waiting for a little bit of help. He pointed back in the right direction. His pace car is out. We'll line him back up for another attempt. In these technical difficulties towards the end of races, he would have picked up a feature way long before he did. There's a couple of times where he was so far out in front of the rest of the field that if it weren't for the fact that the car just gave up, he had it locked.
Well, and Resnowicki's one of those drivers that also turned a quicker lap time in these heat races than he did in the qualifying. So definitely a great driver there, Bear Resnowicki. We're looking forward to watching him advance. Giles Thornton way out in front for the green flag. The number 12 car leading him down through there. Chris Trickle following behind. Haley Locker and car. Right behind her, Nick Thigpen, Rachel Brown. Christian Glass around again. It looks like he doesn't back it into the wall. He keeps it going there. So he'll get her back out on the track and moving around. But Rachel Brown and Nick Thigpen side by side down through 3 and 4. And Rachel Brown's going to come out the winner on that one.
So Rachel Brown will end up taking over the spot from Nick Thigpen. Way out on that 12 car of Giles Thornton. Giles has got probably 10 to 15 car lengths in the rest of the field, and now Nick Thigpen going to try to take the spot back from Rachel Brown. Looking back at the battle for 4th position, Thigpen's got the inside line. Rachel Brown has to go high. And in a race to the start-finish line, it'll be Thigpen by about a fender length. For right now, Rachel Brown is hanging in there as Haley Logger looks to find herself, well, now under attack as Thigpen and Brown will split the middle, put Haley Logger right down the center, and the battle is on for now what is 3rd position so far. Give the battle to Thigpen.
Rachel Brown looked like she was going to try to take him 3 wide between 3 and 4. Unfortunately, didn't have the car to pull that off, and she has to back in behind Haley Longer in the number 3 car. Up front, Giles Thornton laying one on the rest of the field. He is checked out and set sail at this point in time. Further back, Nick Thigpen. Keep your eye on the 0-1 car. He's right behind Chris Trickle down. He's looking down to the inside. We'll see if he's got it for him here on the front straight. Chris Trickle cuts him off, closes the door. Nick Thigpen has to let out and lets Haley Longer get up alongside.
So Haley Longer now alongside of Thigpen, but Longer has to go high, and Rachel Brown will slide to the inside of Haley Longer. So Rachel Brown into the number 4 position as Haley has got to do some driving and pick up some lost ground. Thigpen gives a little bit of a tap to Chris Trickle, saying, look, man, I'm here. I'm trying to get by, and Trickle will keep him at bay for now.
Rachel Brown's going to go side by side with Nick Thigpen. I don't know if she's going to get around that way, but she's going to get a run on him, come down off the embankment out of turn number 2. Watch for her to make a move as Thigpen tries to get to the inside of Trickle. Trickle holding his line, hitting the mark. So that's what I'm talking about. That racing experience coming into play. He's not opening up any doors for anybody behind him, hanging on to his position. And right now he's still running in second. You forget about Giles Thornton, the number 12 car, way out in front. Christian Glass in the 120 car, about already lapped down by Giles. Soon to go lapped down by the rest of the field.
Well, this could do it. The white flag is out, 1 lap left to go. So pretty much Giles Thornton has got the win locked up, given nothing happens. And now Thigpen, who couldn't get around on the inside, will try to the outside. That's not going to happen. He slides back in behind Chris Trickle. He's going to have to go way up high, and that is not going to work for him. Haley Longer will get down to the inside. Chris Trickle goes up and around Christian Glass as Haley Longer is right there now down to the inside. Rachel Brown. This thing is going to be close as they're all trying to get for position, and whoa, almost around goes Trickle, and Haley Longer will slide in for second spot.
Haley Longer all the way from second.